Somalia. Because of injustice, they destroyed their country. We are not better than Ethiopia because of the injustice and actually the legal aspect is not looked into, and the extrajudiciary killings and a lot of things. Their country is in a problem. Syria the same, Iraq the same. The historical aspect.
On his whereabouts, further we do not have any information on how far the investigations have gone. On the issue of his business, he was a very straightforward businessman. You are aware that he is currently the one who is on the front line of the flagship project in Kisumu. This is the Uhuru Market, and it's a PPP. It's basically a project with the government, and these are the nature of most of the projects that he is doing. He is not a politician. In fact, if I'm to reflect on the kind of relationship we've been having, even in other business transactions, he's very careful to avoid bringing in politics into his everyday business. On the issue of his citizenship, he is an American citizen. Since we got in touch with him, he's always been an American citizen. He has family both here and there. And even on that angle, there isn't much that
he is crying for peace and justice for 8 more days. Then you wonder what will happen to this country if everybody will stay crying in beds for this long period. I couldn't expect. However, the committee for security, with just 1 day notice, have acted the way required, and we are thankful to them. I am also thankful to the IG office, the way they said that today they will be coming up with something. But I have to give me, I am an old man who has been in this country. When this country was just 5 years independent is when I went to my...
He's off the line. He's a very straightforward person who walks along the line.
Could you please tell us if you have gotten any response from the US Embassy after you wrote a letter to them?
Oh yes, indeed. The Americans have been very helpful. The Americans, immediately we wrote to them, they responded, in fact on email, and stated that they will be picking up the issue, they will be doing their backgrounds on it. He's from the state of Ohio. We have been in touch with the senator in Ohio, and she has also responded very favorably and informed us that they would be actually following up on this and taking steps on that. And we're actually very grateful to the American government, and particularly the diplomatic mission here in Kenya. They have been very forthcoming.
His main business was actually Kenya and maybe Somalia?
No, his main business currently was in America and here in Kenya, where he had come in as a developer. He had just started this new niche in...
So how countries fall, we are just human beings. We should save our country and be dedicated to it and restore our justice and peace. Otherwise, they will make us to fall into the breaks of the principles. This is my advice to all who are in the room and everybody. This is our duties. As an old man, I have eaten my most of the time. But our next generation, are they going to continue in such a manner where people are crying in their houses and every day we hear people are missing? Anyway, it is because of the pain. I love my country. I'm there to defend. I'm a dedicated man. But the way things are going, we are not happy with it. Thank you very much.
In construction. So he was basically more keen on commercial building and some residential. Basically commercial development.
Maybe would you tell us for how long has he been doing businesses here in Kenya, and especially with the government? And apart from that Uhuru business back in Kisumu, probably what other projects has he undertaken? And had he complained earlier of any maybe threats to his life or anything in regard to his work? Was he unsafe on what he is doing and maybe anything sort of that?
Mr. Bashir has a couple of projects ongoing in Lavington and in Kileleshwa. These are multi-user kind of developments where they're both residential and commercial. The most high profile is the one that has already commenced. That is the Uhuru project in Kisumu. He has others in the pipeline which are still on the early stages of negotiations. The documents are still with us. They are actually pending execution this week. And we would not like to comment on those ones because, again, they would also put out some of his associates in a bit of a limbo. In terms of conflict, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. Mr. Bashir was the kind of person who was very amiable, and even in his businesses, when there was an issue of competition, and particularly when it is somebody who he actually knows, who he's actually competing on, get the same award, often he's opted to go the joint venture route. So they've come together and done the project together. So he's not a winner-take-all kind of a person. He's always ready to share.